Scorpio, I think you can expect to hear from this person who might be on your mind and your heart right now. You're probably going through something tumultuous and a little bit weird, but this person wants you back. That's what I feel. Maybe they're not exactly showing it, but I'll get to the oracle cards out here that helps me to feel this energy, and we'll get some tarot out here together as well. The first card that popped out to describe the nature of this connection for you, Scorpio, is moving. And it says change of residence, moving in with your partner. Now, for some of you, you could be moving in with your partner, and it's something about living together that's revealing to you the truth about what this connection is, your weak points, your strong points. You know what it is about living with someone. That's when all of the information comes out. That's when we really, really get to know someone in a connection. And for some of you, it feels like there has been a challenging thing happening where you're either thinking about moving apart, moving out, or you have moved apart or moved out. But this person that you're dealing with, for those of you where you moved out or you're threatening to move out, it feels like it's serving as a wake-up call for this person in some interesting way that you're dealing with, because we have they'll be back out here. Could also be that this other person that you're dealing with, Scorpio, is threatening to move on, move out in some way. But it just kind of feels like there's something about this energy that is a tool that is being used to wake the other person up in the connection to the seriousness of what this matter is. It says expect to hear from them soon. So whoever this person is that's on your mind and your heart, if they're showing up with the poker face or trying to call your bluff, you're going to be hearing from this person. There's something truly here. There's a connection here. There's love here. Just kind of figuring out who you are together in this connection, dealing with each other. Date night is beneath the deck here, and it says get ready to be wined and dined. It kind of feels like when you hear from this person, you connect with this person, again, they're going to try to make it right. They're going to romance you, coming through with the Knight of Cups energy I'm seeing in my mind's eye, to work this out or to fix this thing. But to you, Scorpio, I feel like this is serious. So I want to show you that I'm tuned into you and I feel you. When we're going through this stuff, it's not playful. You know, we don't want somebody to minimize it or trivialize it. So I understand that it feels very serious. This could be hurtful, but I smile like this because I'm looking at it from a bird's eye view. And Scorpio, it just reminds me of love, like what love is or what connection is, you know. And Scorpio, you know how we are, you know, sometimes we can go back and forth with someone before we fully close it off. And sometimes we kind of can do that double dutch thing. Not always. There are some Scorpios who just cut it right off. It's clean, right? But it just kind of feels like that energy of, you know, you got to show me that I'm worth your time. Like, Scorpio, you're wanting this person to really see you for your value out here. And I got this vibe that this person that you're dealing with, in their background, not to get too much into their energy, I try to honor and respect that, but you know, whoever this person is, this overarching energy with this person is that they kind of deal with their own rejection stuff, past abandonment stuff. Okay, it says you are the best thing in my life. This person understands the value that you add to their life. They truly understand, Scorpio, who you are in this connection. Now, for those of you, Scorpio, where you're not the one who's threatening to leave the connection or leave the house, and they have left the house or left the connection, it says, I left you before you could leave me. So that is the card that's giving me that vibe of that deep abandonment, rejection stuff. You know, when you need to be chased or you need somebody to chase after you in the night, that usually comes from a deeper level of abandonment and rejection. So the person grows up still testing people and their connection to make sure that the love is real. And so it kind of feels like that bluff energy where it's like, I'm just going to leave because they can't handle being broken up with. And so this isn't an advice reading. I'm just going to give to you the energy that's coming up for this person on your mind and your heart. But what's coming up is that if this is what's happening in this connection, and you value this connection, and you know they value you too, at some point you're going to have to address the abandonment stuff with this person, self-esteem stuff, self-worth stuff, because no one wants to be in a connection always showing love or keeping the excitement in the connection based off of how much I can chase you and, you know, you go out of my way to center you in this way. That can become really toxic, and people lose energy like that and lose faith in a connection. So we don't want to be dealing with somebody who's getting so insecure or so self-conscious and cross-watcher. I love you. I'm on your team, but I'm on Scorpio's team right now, right? But if you're working through this, you want to feel like you have commitment security, that We're not one hard day away from someone completely running off because they're afraid to be broken up with. So whatever needs to happen for you all to have commitment security, that even when we're down, when we're having a hard time, if we love each other and we're with each other, the love is unconditional. I'm never going to leave your side because we're having a bad day. Something like that in a conversation could help with this energy. There's an insecurity here. Beneath the deck, it says, I know I was a distraction from your pain. So this could be true, Scorpio. I don't know if you've been dealing with something and they've been sensing from you that this person is the rebound. I don't know what this is. Only you know if that's true or not. But when I see this card pop up for the person that's on, the person I'm reading for, their mind and their heart, I know I was a distraction from your pain. There's some deep insecurity that's happening. And sometimes it could be stuff that they carried in from their last relationship. But sometimes people in a connection don't realize the things that they're doing that's making the other person feel like they're not really secure in the connection. So this feels very perception based, that they feel like there's something about this connection, maybe things that were revealed from the past, maybe stories about the exes, maybe, you know, the crying night, still processing some old grief, that's got this person that's on your mind and your heart believing that they are just kind of a temporary thing in your life. And if they are flying or wanting to be chased by you or moving in and out of the connection, it's because, again, they're not anchored by anything that makes them feel secure in this connection. They feel extremely insecure about if this thing is real. Scorpio, I'm just telling you what's coming through, and I'm talking real fast because I want everything to come out before it flies out of my mind. I want to give it to you. All right. So now we're going to get some tarot out here to get a little bit more about what's happening with this person, their hidden truth, what's their true feeling for you, what's really on their mind and their heart for you. If anyone is DMing you, messaging you, pretending to be me, friend, it is not me. Please report and block them. I don't know if I said that, but I want to always say that in my readings because it's not. That's not how I do business, because I don't want to confuse anyone. So someone DMing you, pretending to be me, it's not. Just report and block, Scorpio. But Scorpio, I know you know the deal. Guide angel, spirit guides, let's see here. For the person that's on Scorpio's mind and heart right now, what is their true intention for Scorpio? Their hidden truth. What's really happening with this person that Scorpio needs to be aware of? Thank you, guide angel, spirit guides. The hidden truth for this person that is on Scorpio's mind and their heart right now. Who are they in this connection? Okay. Four of... You could be dealing with someone who's a Libra. Or you have it in your chart in a meaningful way, because Libra, in their reading, this Four of Pentacles, I believe, popped out as well. And in the Libra's reading, Scorpio popped out in theirs. So it's interesting. God, angel, spirit guides, tell me a little bit more. Let's see here. Okay, and the Queen of Wands as well. Okay, so we'll stop there just for a moment. We have the Four of Pentacles here. This person... Cross-watcher, I love you, okay? You know, don't be mad at me, but I gotta give the message, right? That's the integrity of all of this. They seem like they probably have been a little bit controlling, holding on too tightly. Now, if they're not a controlling or possessive, a little bit jealous person, what this Four of Pentacles is really showing us, Scorpio, is that this person holds on really tight to a belief, a habit, their way. So the Four of Pentacles is just holding on, you know, and so sometimes for readers, you notice that when the Four of Pentacles come out in love connection, we're like, okay, maybe this person's a little bit controlling, or, you know, have in their mind's eye how the connection has to go, and they're not allowing there to be room for the connection to just kind of like unfold how it's supposed to, but there's already a template for how it's supposed to be. So it's very controlling, rigid, and tight. But this person feels like they're on the mission to get you back. They're dedicated to this. Scorpio, I don't know if this person is an impulsive person, but it doesn't feel like they're really thinking a lot through some of this or what this is about. It just kind of feels like there's potential for the cycle of break up together. And again, I don't know if you're dealing with someone who's a Libra. That's not, you know, the only sign that's out here, but there was a similar theme. So also you could be a Scorpio Libra cusper as well. We also have the Queen of Wands out here. So this is a very attractive person, someone who attracts people through their looks, their looks, the way that they dress, their personality, the thing that they do for a living, it tends to draw people in, a social butterfly energy. And so it just kind of feels like they're independent in their approach. Scorpio, for some of you, kind of like what I said in the in the Libra reading, some of what has been happening in this connection, some of the distraction, things that's getting in the way, is some other energy. Not exactly third party, possibly so, but it could be that there was some other friend or some other energy kind of getting too much in the business, just boundaries being crossed here. And so this person maybe has not been wanting to let go of this other energy or this other person, but nevertheless, it does feel like they're really strongly trying to get you back, okay? Especially with this Knight of Swords being out here. God, angel, spirit guys, tell us more about why the Queen of Wands is here for the truth of this person, for their hidden truth. God, angel, spirit guys, why did you show us the Queen of Wands? Why is it here? Thank you, God, angel, spirit guys. For Scorpio's person, why is the Queen of Wands here? Okay, yeah. So this is falling back. This is kind of being in that place of let me get one more before I go there. I want to make sure that I'm clear about this. Thank you, God, angel, spirit guides. Tell me about why the Queen of Wands and the Four of Swords is here. More Libra energy. Tell me a little bit more, God, angel, spirit guides. I want to be very careful before I say what I feel this is. God, angel, spirit guides, tell us more. Okay. All right. So this is very specific to some of you. This is not for everyone. You know if this is for you, what I'm about to say. I don't want this to be a blanket statement because I don't want anyone to get paranoid. For those of you where there has been some third party confirmed stuff, with the Four of Swords and the Knight of Cups kind of coming out here as a confirming energy, it kind of feels like, if you're wondering if this other person is completely out of their energy, not quite yet. Not quite yet. It kind of feels like they're not really moving to make sure the energy is completely away. It could be that there is still a little bit of, keeping the door open a little bit here with the Knight of Cups here. So it just feels like there's a caution. So again, Scorpio, I'll make it very clear. For those of you where you know that your issues are related to a third party, this person wants you back. They know who you are, but also too, with this Four of Pentacles, they kind of still might be holding on and keeping control. And sometimes when people have third party, they don't really want to give up the side piece sometimes, unfortunately. And so because they want to keep someone in their pocket, especially if they're an insecure person. All right. So they don't know if you all are going to work out. So they got, Mr. Thing back there, or Mrs. Thing back there, just kind of holding down the fort, waiting. So it just kind of feels like, be very cautious about that. Have conversations about that. Get clarity about that. State your boundary, the agreement that you want to make, so that you all can move forward if third party was an issue in the past here. Okay. Now, another thing too, you have date night out here, and it could just kind of be that this person is in a place where it's been painful without you. They really want you back. Sometimes they are getting kind of fatigued about, trying to get you back, but they're really trying to keep the energy up of romancing you and showing you love. Now, another caution too, Scorpio, and then I'll stop running my mouth. I'll close. With the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Cups sometimes loves to be in the feeling of romance. The honeymoon stage is really sexy for them. They love the feeling of like wining and dining and the roses and going out to eat and the foot massages and the adult time. But that's just one season of a relationship. You use that season to morph into being caregivers, maybe to start a family, start handling business together. That is just kind of the love that's needed to kind of, serve as like the butter in the connection. But sometimes with the Knight of Cups, when it pops out, it can feel like that person has a really hard time understanding that that's just a season. And so they might initiate challenges in a connection. They might initiate a breakup just so they can feel they're almost like addicted to the romance, the honeymoon stage again. So again, just a little bit of caution for you, Scorpio, in this connection. If that's you, you want to address what that is. Like if you're feeling like the only way I can get a date is if I break up with this person, that can be incredibly toxic if that's happening to you or if this is happening in the connection. But it just kind of feels like there are some things to address with this connection if you all decide to get back together. But the theme that's coming up very strong is this person wants you back. And if they want you back, Scorpio, and if you have not heard from them yet, you're going to be hearing from them again. Knock, knock at the door, messages coming through. Some of you might get messages through your friends. Yeah, it's up with this person, okay? So that's what I have for you, Scorpio. I love you. I wish you wellness, and I hope I get to see you next week. Take care. Bye.